Every woman in this room knows the sting of being dismissed mid-sentence, of being spoken over, of watching your ideas get stolen and credited to someone else. You know what it feels like to shrink back because society tells you you're too much if you speak too loudly, too emotional if you speak too honestly, and too aggressive if you dare to stand your ground. But here's the truth. Those days are done. Respect is not handed to you, it is commanded by you. And from this moment forward, you will not beg for it. You will not apologize for it, and you will not allow anyone, not a boss, not a partner, not a stranger, to strip it from you. Respect is not a request, it's a standard, and if someone refuses to give it, you will show them exactly why you are not a woman to be dismissed, underestimated, or silenced. Today, I will give you 5 tactical ways to handle people who don't respect you. And none of them involve lowering your voice, biting your tongue, or pretending it doesn't matter. Because it does, and you matter. From the time women are young, the world whispers one message again and again. Be smaller. Don't take up too much space. Don't speak too loudly. Don't shine too brightly. Smile politely, sit neatly, and never, ever intimidate anyone with your presence. That conditioning runs so deep that even strong, intelligent women find themselves unconsciously folding their arms to make themselves smaller, apologizing before sharing an idea, or adding, "if that's okay," at the end of a sentence. But here's the truth. Shrinking yourself doesn't protect you, it erases you. And the world will gladly accept your silence if you keep offering it. Respect begins the moment you decide that you will not hide who you are. Your presence is not a burden, it's a declaration. When you walk into a room, you have 2 choices: fold into the background or stand as if you own your ground. People sense your confidence before you say a single word. Body language, posture, eye contact, these are signals of power or submission. And if you've been signaling submission, people will treat you accordingly. It's time to change that. Stand tall, shoulders back, chin level, feet planted firmly. Don't fidget, don't collapse inward, and don't dart your eyes around like you're asking permission to exist. When someone interrupts you, stop yielding. Hold your ground and say clearly and firmly, "I wasn't finished." Do not let your voice trail off. Do not smile to soften the interruption. Meet their eyes, steady, unshaken. That is how you reclaim space in real time. Think about the workplace. How often do women downplay their contributions to avoid being labeled arrogant? A man will say, "I led that project." A woman conditioned to shrink will say, "Oh, I just helped out a little." That is how credit slips from your hands. Stop discounting yourself. If you led it, own it. If you built it, claim it. If you earned it, say it with no apology. Confidence does not make you arrogant. It makes you undeniable. In personal relationships, shrinking yourself often looks like silence. You bite your tongue to avoid conflict. You nod even when you disagree. You swallow your truth because you don't want to be too much. But every time you silence yourself, you teach others that your thoughts and feelings don't matter. And if you teach people you don't matter, they will believe you. Speaking up is not confrontation, it's self-respect. When you share your truth without apology, you force others to recognize that your perspective belongs at the table. Here's a tactical exercise. The next time you feel yourself hesitating to speak up, ask yourself one question. If I were a man in this room, would I hesitate right now? If the answer is no, then you already know what to do. Speak. And when you speak, remove the qualifiers. No just. No sorry. No, I might be wrong, but. You strip your language of softness. You replace it with strength. You don't need to shout to command a room. Power isn't in volume, it's in conviction. It's in the pause after you speak, the silence you allow to linger because you are not rushing to prove yourself. That pause is a statement. My words carry weight. Sit with them. That's how you stop shrinking. Not by filling space with noise, but by owning the space with presence. The world will always try to convince you to be smaller, but every time you straighten your spine, claim your words, and stand your ground, you send a message that cannot be ignored. I am here. I will not disappear. I take up space because I deserve to, and the more you embody that truth, the more respect you command without even asking for it. This respect doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens because it's allowed. People push, test, and cross lines only where they know they can get away with it. And too many women, conditioned to be polite and accommodating, let those lines blur until they disappear. That stops now. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They are rules of engagement that teach people how to treat you. If you don't set the rules, the world will set them for you. And trust me, those rules won't favor you. Picture this. You're in a meeting, and a colleague makes a joke at your expense. Everyone laughs. You smile awkwardly because you don't want to seem uptight. But inside, you feel it. You just taught the entire room one thing, that your dignity is negotiable, that they can poke at you, minimize you, and you'll take it. That moment, that's where you lost the ground. Next time, you hold it. Look directly at them and say, "That's not acceptable." Not with a nervous laugh, not with a smile, with calm authority. The room will fall silent, and guess what? That silence is respect. At home, it's no different. Maybe it's a partner who dismisses your opinions or talks over you. Maybe it's family members who guilt trip you or criticize your choices. The longer you tolerate it, the more it grows. Setting a boundary doesn't mean you scream or fight. It means you state clearly and directly, "I will not allow you to speak to me that way," or "This conversation ends unless we can have it respectfully." You don't need to explain, you don't need to justify. Your boundary is the explanation. Here's what boundaries really do. They separate those who respect you from those who use you. If someone values you, they'll adapt. If they don't, they'll resist. And that resistance tells you everything you need to know. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They're about controlling yourself, about choosing not to stay in environments where you're disrespected. Women often fear that setting boundaries will make them look mean or difficult. Let me tell you something. Difficult women get respected. Nice women get stepped on. You are not here to be agreeable at the expense of your self-worth. You are here to command the treatment you deserve. Boundaries are the blueprint. Try this. Write down 3 behaviors you will no longer tolerate. Maybe it's being interrupted, maybe it's being spoken down to, maybe it's constant criticism. Then practice 1 sentence for each. Simple, sharp, non-negotiable. "Don't interrupt me. I wasn't finished." That comment is not okay. "I don't receive criticism delivered like that." These are not requests, they are commands. Remember, when you set boundaries, you're not being rude. You're being clear. And clarity is power. Every time you enforce a line, you reinforce your worth. Every time you refuse to bend, you show others that respect is not optional, it's mandatory. Boundaries are not about pushing people away. They're about bringing the right people closer and keeping the wrong people out. So the next time someone crosses your line, don't shrink. Don't laugh it off. Don't swallow it. Stand tall. Draw that line with fire in your voice and steel in your spine, and let them know this is where it ends. You will not go further. Respect is built on communication, and your voice, how you use it, how you shape it, how you project it, is your weapon. Too many women sabotage themselves with language that weakens their authority. You've heard it. "I'm sorry, but this might be a dumb idea, but maybe we could." Every time you soften your words, you hand away power. You turn commands into suggestions, and suggestions can be ignored. You don't need to apologize for speaking. You don't need to ask permission to exist. The next time you catch yourself saying sorry for no reason, stop. Replace "I'm sorry" with "thank you for waiting." Replace "I think" with "I believe." Replace "maybe" with "this is what we should do." Small shifts in language send massive shifts in power. Imagine you're in a meeting where the room is dominated by louder voices. You hesitate, waiting for the right opening. But there is no opening, because rooms like that don't give you one. You take it. You anchor your voice in your chest, steady and clear, and you say, "Here's my perspective." Not rushed, not apologetic, certain. People stop. They listen. Why? Because authority is not given to those who wait. It's taken by those who claim it. Your voice is also your tone. Too high, too rushed, and it sounds uncertain. Calm, steady, measured, that's authority. Practice slowing down. Let silence work for you. When you pause after a statement, you show that your words carry weight. You don't need to rush. You don't need to over-explain. You let the room absorb what you said. That silence commands more than noise ever could. Think of courtroom attorneys. Think of military officers. They don't soften their words with apologies. They state facts. They command clarity. And the same tactic works in daily life. If someone talks over you, don't fight to speak louder. Wait. Then, when the noise dies down, repeat calmly, "I wasn't finished." Authority is not about aggression, it's about certainty. Even in personal relationships, your voice matters. How many women water down their needs to avoid sounding demanding? Stop. State what you need with clarity. I expect respect in this conversation. This is important to me. You don't beg, you don't plead, you state. When you treat your voice as valuable, others will too. Here's a practical drill. Record yourself speaking, then listen. Do you sound apologetic? Rushed? Unsure? Start cutting the fillers. Start stripping the apologies. Speak from your diaphragm. Own the space with tone and timing. Your words are bullets. Fire them with precision, not hesitation. Respect follows those who speak like they deserve it. Stop softening. Stop apologizing. Stop asking for permission. Own your voice and watch how quickly the world shifts to listen. Disrespectful people thrive on reaction. They poke, prod, and push buttons to get under your skin. Because the moment you explode, they win. They've proven you can be shaken, and too many women fall into this trap, taking insults personally and firing back with anger, giving toxic people exactly what they came for. The real power move? Starving them. Calm is control. When someone mocks you, dismisses you, or tries to belittle you, don't flinch. Don't roll your eyes. Don't snap back. Look them dead in the eye and hold silence. That silence will burn them alive because they expect chaos and you're giving them nothing. Picture being in a workplace where a toxic coworker tries to embarrass you in front of others. You feel the heat rise. The urge to defend yourself builds. But instead of lashing out, you stay composed. You say, "I'll respond when you're done." Or you say nothing and then continue with your point as if their words carried no weight. That's psychological dominance. You're showing that their disrespect didn't even scratch you. And that's pretty. Toxic energy is like fire. It needs oxygen. Your reaction is the oxygen. Starve it and it dies. That's why remaining calm is not weakness, it's tactical warfare. It forces the other person to realize they don't control you. In relationships, it's the same. A manipulator wants you emotional, reactive, unstable. That's how they gain control. The moment you stop reacting, the game ends. They will try harder at first, but eventually they exhaust themselves because you've become a wall they can't move. Here's how you master it. Breathe before you respond. Inhale, exhale, center. Lower your voice instead of raising it. Calm cuts sharper than anger. Use short, firm statements. That's your opinion. We're done here. I disagree. And then stop. Let the silence weigh heavy. Remember, toxic people feed off chaos. Don't give them a feast, give them famine. Your refusal to engage will do more damage than 1,000 arguments. Here's the truth most people don't want to face. Sometimes the only power move left is leaving. But women are often taught that walking away is weakness, that staying to prove yourself makes you strong. Wrong. Walking away is one of the most powerful tactics you can use, because it shows you don't need their respect to validate you. You validate yourself. A queen doesn't argue with jesters. She doesn't fight for scraps of respect. She rises, gathers her crown, and exits the room with dignity intact. That exit is louder than any words. In the workplace, maybe it's a boss who consistently undervalues you, who praises men for the same ideas you offered, who never sees your worth. You can set boundaries, you can own your voice, but if the system is built on disrespect, Your power move is leaving for a place that honors your value. That's not defeat. That's strategy. In relationships, it's the same. If someone belittles you, dismisses you, or constantly undermines your worth, staying doesn't make you loyal. It makes you complicit in your own erasure. Walking away says, I refuse to lower myself to stay where I'm not respected. That is strength. That is command. People often fear walking away because of what they might lose. But the truth? You're not losing. You're clearing space for something greater. You're declaring, I will not settle for less than I deserve. And when you hold that line, better opportunities, healthier relationships, and stronger respect flow toward you. Here's the tactic. Before you enter any room, remind yourself, I don't need to be here. I choose to be here. That mindset changes everything. If respect is not given, you leave. And when you leave, you do it without apology, without explanation, without drama. Calm, graceful, final. That's how queens move. Walking away doesn't mean you lost. It means you refused to play a game rigged against you. And that refusal? That's power no one can take. Respect is not a gift that others grant you when they feel generous. It is not something you earn by overworking, over-explaining, or over-pleasing. Respect is a standard you establish for yourself, and you train the world to either meet that standard or lose access to you. Too many women wait for people to wake up and see their worth, but let me tell you something, if you're waiting for them, you're waiting forever. The world does not hand over respect. It recognizes power, and power starts with how you carry yourself. Think about it. Every woman who changed history, every woman who broke barriers, every woman who refused to be ignored, she did not ask, please will you respect me? She declared through her actions, her words, her unshakable presence, you have no choice but to respect me. That is what it means to own your worth. Respect is not in the titles people give you. It is not in the applause of the crowd. It is not even in the approval of family or friends. Respect is in the way you walk into a room with your head high, knowing that whether they clap for you or not, you will not bow. It is in the way you set boundaries so firm that people think twice before crossing them. It is in the way you use your voice with precision, authority, and conviction, not softening it to make others comfortable. It is in the way you starve toxic energy, refusing to let disrespect touch your spirit. And it is in the way you can walk away, gracefully like a queen, knowing that leaving what doesn't honor you is the ultimate act of strength. But here's the thing, these aren't just strategies, they are disciplines. You don't practice them once and expect the world to fall in line. You live them daily. Every moment is a test. Every conversation is an opportunity. Every challenge is a chance to choose whether you shrink or whether you rise. When someone interrupts you, you are being tested. Will you go quiet or will you claim your space? When someone mocks you, you are being tested. Will you snap and feed their fire or will you remain calm and starve it? When someone disrespects you, you are being tested. Will you stay in the room begging for their approval or will you walk away with your dignity intact? These are not small moments. They are the battlefield of your self-respect. Respect is not about dominating others. It is about commanding yourself. It is about looking in the mirror and asking, did I honor myself today? Did I carry myself like the woman I know I am? Did I refuse to allow anyone to treat me less than I deserve? If the answer is yes, then you are already winning. If the answer is no, then tomorrow you rise stronger. Here's the truth. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will accept you. Not everyone will clap when you rise. And that's fine. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be respected. And if being respected requires you to be disliked by those who thrive on disrespect, then wear that dislike like a badge of honor, because it means you refused to bend. I want you to think about the women coming after you, daughters, nieces, students, coworkers who are watching silently. Every time you refuse to shrink, you teach them to stand tall. Every time you set a boundary, you show them that it is not only possible, but necessary. Every time you use your voice without apology, you give them permission to use theirs. And every time you walk away from disrespect, you light the path for them to do the same. You are not just standing for yourself, you are setting a standard that echoes forward. So the next time you walk into a room, remind yourself, I do not wait for respect. I bring it with me. The next time someone crosses your line, remind yourself, I am not afraid to draw the line again and again until they learn or they leave. The next time someone tries to silence you, remind yourself, my voice is my weapon and I will not surrender it. The next time someone disrespects you, remind yourself, I can fight, I can stand, I can leave, but I will never bow. And when you live like this, something incredible happens. People start to adjust. They stop interrupting. They stop testing. They stop mocking. Why? Because they know it won't work. They know you are untouchable. They know you are not a woman to be underestimated. The world respects what refuses to break. And when you carry yourself with that fire, that dignity, that unshakable standard, no one can strip you of your worth. So I leave you with this reflection. Not an ending, but a challenge. Tomorrow, when you wake up, when you step into your workplace, your home, your relationships, ask yourself, will I shrink or will I rise? Will I beg or will I command? Will I stay where I'm disrespected or will I walk away like a queen? The choice will always be yours. And the woman you choose to be is the woman the world will learn to respect.